Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Yogesh Patinge, Assistant Professor in Commerce, GS College of Commerce, Verda. Today, we are going to start unit number 2, branch accounting. In last some lectures, we had finished the first chapter, first unit of this financial accounting paper, first of your first semester. It comprises of accounting standards and then final accounts of sole traders. Now moving to the unit number 2, before starting this particular numerical, I am following that methodology that we had discussed in unit number first. That first I will write the entire answer, entire solution on a board, because that will facilitate us to explain it properly and it will save us time, it will save our time. So in unit number 2 we are actually discussing about branch accounting. There can be a confusion because a lot of students called me whether there is a unit number 2 of hire purchase or a branch accounting. You should have to take a notice that from academic year 2021, university has updated its syllabus and removed hire purchase from unit number 2 and instead replaced with branch accounting. So you have to be very cautious that unit number 2 is now branch accounting. It is not hire purchase. It is particularly mentioned on syllabus, link of the syllabus of RT Menu Nagpur University. So in branch accounting, as the name tells us, it is accounting related to the branches. Now look, when we talk about that, here it is a head office, and that head office is actually working with the help of different branches. There are two types of branches. One is the inland branch and another is a foreign branch. Inland branches means the branches which are working in geographical location of that particular nation, and foreign branches is the branches which are working beyond the boundaries of a nation where that head office of that particular company is located. So there are two types of branches. One is inland branch and another is a foreign branch. More simplifying it, the branches which are in the geographical location of that nation is inland branches, and the branches which are working beyond the geographical location is a foreign branch. So when we again go in particular inland branches, there are dependent branches and independent branches. Now what are the dependent branches? Dependent branches are completely depend on head offices. They don't have their separate existence. Okay, they have that brick and mortar office there situated there, but again the dependent branches don't have their own set of accounts. They don't have to maintain the own books of accounts. They completely rely on head offices. They just are the, what we can say, a mediator or just a communication agent to implement the policies of head office or to convey the messages of head office to next party. So this type of branches are dependent branches. As the name suggests us that these branches completely depends on head offices. They don't have their separate books of account. They just simply maintain a cash book or petty cash account, just amount coming from head office and just going back to the head office at the end of financial year. So this is all about dependent branches. Independent branches are branches which have their own separate own separate existence. They prepare their books of accounts separately. They purchase the raw material or products separately from outside parties. They have their separate sales. They maintain their each and every income and expenditure separately. Even they sell their product back to the head office. So all those things are the part of independent branches because they have their separate existence. They maintain their book of accounts separately. So in that case, they have to prepare their financial statements separately. They don't have to depend on head offices. So when we think about inland branches, when we think about dependent branches and independent branches, they have completely different set of working. They have different way of working. Here dependent branches depends on head offices. Independent branches, they don't have to depend on head offices. They will have to work separately. So this is all about a branch accounting. Now look, when we have to solve the problems of branch accounting, I generally find out in that actually we have some limitation here. We don't have that much time to take a number of problems. So as my approach was right from unit number first is that I have to find out the problems of different categories having different difficulty levels, means it will cover up the entire syllabus. And if I just touch upon some different types of problems, it will facilitate you to see what we are doing in that particular problem, and what should be the methodology adopted. Today I'm going to start the method that's actually we can say the first type of problems I wrote here in a blue ink pen with a blue ink pen. So when Branch sold out the goods only in cash. This is the first type of problem that we are going to start. The first type is when Branch sold out the goods only in cash. Now look, once again I already sent you these a set of problems on Google Drive account of your class. So before seeing the solution, first reach out to Google Drive account, see there I had shared the PDF file of unit number 2 branch accounting, in which first I mentioned the types of the problems. There are 5 types, and from those 5 types there are different problems. So first see those see that PDF file which is shared on your Google Drive. Those are the numericals, and as I mentioned on the front page, the title page of that particular PDF file, that we are going to solve the problems in the same sequence which I had provided within that particular PDF file. So the unit second problem first, I had a solution here. First I will read that problem. It is a type of when Branch sold out the goods only in cash. So I hope that I just wrap up the theoretical portion of this unit number 2 in initial 5 to 10 minutes, that there are 2 types of branches, inland branches and foreign branches. Inland branches again have 2 types, dependent branches, independent branches. I explain you the meaning of all those terms, and right now we are going to start the first problem. First I will read that problem from the particular reference book, and then we will move to the solution of the problem. So this is of a type when Branch sold out the goods only in cash. I'm just reading that particular problem. The Virat Trading Company Limited has head office of Nagpur and branch at Wardha. The goods are supplied from Nagpur, means their head office is situated at Nagpur, and they have a branch account at Wardha. The goods are supplied from Nagpur for sales to the branch, the goods in cash only. Nagpur head office sends the goods to Wardha branch, and that sale is only in cash. The deposit the cash receipts in the account of head office in a book, and the sales which are being the amount which is being received by the branch, it is to be deposited by check in the account of Nagpur head office. That information they had given us. All branch expenses are paid by check by the head office from the following particulars of the branch. All the expenses which are being governed by that branch office is being paid by head office. And then the information is given, and we have to prepare the branch account in the books of head office. That's why we had written it in the books of Nagpur head office, and we have to prepare the branch account. Now to prepare a branch account, I just mentioned here 2 methods. This is the first method in which we had just clubbed all those things in one account. So here you can see a trading and profit and loss account is mixed in this particular account. This is a method first. And if you want to again analyze it properly, then we had to move to the method number 2, where we had to prepare a trading account separately and profit and loss account separately. There is no need to solve the problem in 2 methods in examination, because we don't have that much time. You can, if you are comfortable with any either of this method, you will solve that problem. You should have to solve this problem in examination. So in examination, there is no need to solve the problem by these 2 methods. The method in which you are comfortable, you can solve it. Okay. So moving to the method first. First I will read a problem, and then we will move to the method first. We had given some information. Branch stock 1st April 2013 is rupees 7,000, that is the opening balance of the stock. Then branch petty cash, it is also opening stock of rupees 80. Goods sent to branch during year 2013-14. This problem is of 13-14. That's why I mentioned the year ended 31st March 2014. It is rupees 72,000. Then goods returns by branch. The good return by branch means branch returns that goods to the head office. It is of rupees 2,000. Then goods sold by branch 1,05,000. We had mentioned here. We will explain those things later. Then check from head office to branch expenses. As I mentioned you earlier, that expenses governed by the branch, those expenses are paid by the check, and that check is being given by head office. And there are some expenses like this: salaries, rent, carriage expenses, petty cash, and then branch stock at the end of that particular financial year, that is called as a closing stock. Here we can see that. And then branch petty cash, that is also closing petty cash 31st March 2014. So this is the first problem. Naturally it is a simple problem because when we are starting any type of unit, then we have to move slowly. So that's why this is a very good one and very simple problem. But again, it is very important for you that your concept should get clear, because after that, from problem number 2, we will generally increase the difficulty level. So this is our problem when branch sold out the goods only in cash. So first we will move to the method first. We had read the problem. You have to see that problem in Google Drive, your official Google Drive, and there you can see the PDF mentioning BCom first year, first semester, financial accounting, unit number 2, branch accounting. There you can see this first problem. Now moving to the method first. As I mentioned you earlier, all those stuff is being clubbed here. So this is actually a mixture of trading account and profit and loss account, and this is the method 2. I am again repeating the same thing. In examination, you don't have to prepare your solution in 2 different methods. You have to select your own method which you are comfortable, and you can solve the problem. So moving to the method first, in the books of Nagpur head office, because they had instructed us to prepare accounts in the Nagpur head office account books. Actually it's a branch account, that's why I mentioned here Wardha branch account. This problem is of financial year 13-14, that's why it is going to be year for ended for 31st March 2014. This is a format of that particular thing. Opening balance, they don't have given us opening balance of previous financial year. So we had started from the opening stock. So opening stock, this is a stock at 1st April 2013. It is rupees 7,000. Then opening petty cash rupees 80,000. Okay, then goods sent to the branch, it's a total of 72,000, out of which rupees 2,000 goods are again sent back by branch to the head office. That's why we laced it here, decreased it here, subtracted it here. Goods returned by branch of rupees 2,000. So 72,000 minus 2,000, now goods remain at 70,000. Then there are some expenses, but those expenses are governed by the check is being sent by head office to the branch account for those expenses, but we have to mention those expenses because those expenses are for the working of that Wardha branch. So the bank account check sent by branch for expenses is a salary 6,900, rent 2,000, carriage expenses 1,100, petty cash 700, so it is 10,700. If you combine all those expenses, the total will be 10,700. So this is actually a simple thing. It's not there any rocket science in that, because we had already solved this type of problems. This is a expenses side, that's why we had mentioned here. And this actually we are clubbed here trading and profit and loss account. So all expenses are being mentioned here. Now moving to the this side, then a bank account, head office account, there is a cash sales of 1,05,000, because this is an income. They had generated the income of selling, but that selling is in terms of cash. That's why we are saying this type of that problem. Then there is a closing balance, but there is no closing balance given in that particular problem. It's a closing stock of 31st March 2014, stock of 7,700 and petty cash of rupees 120. Now just balancing those things, sides, this side is more than this side, that's why we had mentioned here a profit of rupees 25,040. 25040 is the difference, because this side is more than this side. The grand total is 1,12,820. So I hope you just got the flavor of this side, that this is a method first, and we had mentioned here a trading account and profit and loss account, all those transactions in one particular format. Now moving to that method 2. Method 2 is not a different thing, but what we did here, we just cut down this particular format in two formats, naming them as a trading account and another one is a profit and loss account. So that is also actually a frequent thing for us, that we had already solved this type of account, so there is nothing new in it. Just particularly what we have to do here, we have to mention the entries, transactions which are related to trading account in this trading account, and the transactions which are related to profit and loss account in this profit and loss account. So concentrating on trading account, opening stock 7,000 we have here, then goods sent to branch 72,000, less goods returned by branch 2,000, so the ultimate the goods is 70,000. We have some, then we have to find out the expenses which are related to trading expenses. So carriage expenses 1100, then sales, cash sales 1,05,000, closing stock 7,700. This side is more than this side, the difference is of 34,600. Here we haven't named it as a profit of gross profit or net profit because we had clubbed the entire things here. Here we are separating, preparing separately trading account. That's why this difference will be called as a gross profit. So gross profit is of 34,600, having grand total of 1,12,700. So this is a simple trading account. What we did here, we just extracted the transactions which are the part of trading account. Now we have to move this gross profit to the profit and loss account. So first, the most important thing, you have to just transfer those things. So by gross profit 34,600, because we are preparing it a profit and loss account, so remaining things of this particular format is now the part of profit and loss account. Petty expenses are now there. The opening petty cash is rupees 80, new petty cash 700, so it will be 780. There is a closing petty cash of rupees 120, so it will be 660. Then some part of these things, the rent 2000, salary 6,900. And we just had one entry on this side of gross profit 34,600. This side is more than this side, and the difference is of 25,040, so it will be called as net profit 25,040. And if you match the profits with within these two methods, here also we got 25,040 and here also we got 25,040. So it is being certified that either this or that method we just got the same answer of net profit, and that is actually the ultimate answer of our this first problem. Now what is the meaning of 25,040? The 25,040 is actually a profit of that Wardha branch, because that branch is actually independent branch, because it is selling separately. So this Wardha branch is an independent branch. This is not a dependent branch. As I mentioned you earlier, dependent branch haven't any existence. They just act as an intermediary or just an agent of a head office. But in this particular problem and each and every problem, we are seeing the problems of independent branch, because they have to mention their own set of accounts, they have to do their own transactions. So this Wardha branch is an independent branch, and after this end of financial year, the profit is 25,040, which they have to transfer, or whatever their policies are, they have to transfer to the head office. That depends on the policies or what they had there in planning. That is a different part, that is not part of our syllabus. We have to just end here. This is a profit 25,040. So this is the first type when branch sold out the goods only in cash. So you can try these type of examples. You had different books as the reference books available in our library. You can visit our library and just find out which are the problems. Don't go in a, what we can say, don't be in hurry. Refer the books having this type when branch sold out the goods only in cash. This is actually what we can say a master way, a master methodology to solve the problem. Refer that books and solve the problems with this first method. In next lecture we will move to the method or type number 2. Already I had provided you the numericals on Google Drive account of your class. As I mentioned, we will solve those numericals in the same sequence which I had mentioned in that particular PDF file. So here we had finished the first problem of this particular type, In next lecture, we will move to the next type, and again, if you have any query, you can contact me with the help of the doubt clearing session or my email or my contact number. I will try my best to solve your queries regarding this financial accounting. I hope you understand this content. Thank you.